Welcome to Rose Opal Knits. This is a December extra, past, present, and future.
I'm Daphne.
And I'm Erica.
And we're a mother-daughter-in-law. Mother-in-law, daughter-in-law. There you go.
Yep, I'm her mother-in-law.
This is why we don't switch things, okay? I forget.
Do you want to keep going?
Yeah, that's fine. Just go.
Okay.
It's fine. I always mess up. I don't care.
All right. So, like I said, this is a December extra. It's just going to be a shorter video. And today we're talking about projects from the past, projects from the present, and projects for the future. All right. So you want to start, Daphne?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. So, this is a tee. It is called the Classic Tee by Darling Jador. And this was the first sweater I made. It's a t-shirt, so I figured it'd make more sense. And it's just like the York sweater by Darling Jador that I made two of.
Oh, yeah.
It's basically the t-shirt version of that. But anyway, so this is it. I do not know the yarn because back then I did not keep ball bands.
No. I know she used to just like take them off and throw them in the trash, and I was like, oh, you might need that.
No, this was knit like almost 2 years ago, actually.
Uh-huh.
But anyways, so I'm debating. It's a cotton yarn, I think. It's either cotton or acrylic.
It might be a cotton acrylic.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I don't think it's all
I know
cotton.
I got it from Michael's. That's all I know about the yarn. And I know I have a little bit more downstairs. But that's it. Anyways, so I have been debating whether or not I should rip the whole thing out or just rip out the bind-offs because there's no give to them at all.
Oh.
There's nothing. But also, it's curling on that side. So it curls up on the sleeves.
Yeah, because there's not much edging there.
And also, so I didn't know what the pattern meant. There's nothing wrong with the pattern. I'm pretty sure if I went to go knit it again, wouldn't have a problem with it.
Well, you hadn't been knitting long when
no.
you decided to knit this.
That's going to be a little hard to see. But anyway, so it's like, there.
That happens. Yeah, it's not supposed to do that. I thought it was a cute design feature, like a little pleat.
I didn't tell her that I didn't know how to pick up the stitches at the time. But I didn't know what it meant by pick up the stitches. So I just seamed it together. But then, okay, so also the raglan increases. It's going to be a little hard to see. The ones up here are really loose, and then they get tighter as you go down. So, I mean, you can, like, how pretty that line looks down there, though. Mm-hmm. That one looks pretty. Mm-hmm. But, like, oh, there's one. So, it, like, they're really big. It's kind of hard to see. But then it goes smaller. So, I don't know what happened there either. Like, I don't know. And then the short rows, there's, like, holes. Or the stitches just look wrong. But that's going to be hard to see because it's really late. But all along that neck band, you can kind of see it. The stitches are just wrong looking. And then again, with the bottom, no give. And it also rolls. And that's my end.
Let me see that.
Yeah. So,
did you have anything to sew in? No.
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay.
I thought I did it right. I didn't.
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah, because it's like completely opened there.
Yeah. So.
And how long ago did you knit that?
Like 2 years ago.
2
Almost.
years ago. Okay.
It was my first sweater attempt. And I don't know, because like this color is not a good color on me either. It's too light for my own personal taste. So
you wore it one time?
I wore it one time.
To Thanksgiving.
But I wore a dark cardigan over it.
Oh, okay.
But so I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. Because it's like, even if I rip it out.
It looks like a cute pattern. I think you might like it better in a different color and maybe like a wool blend.
Yeah. Well, it's supposed to be a tee, so I mean, even if I did a cotton or something, it wouldn't be that bad. But now that I've actually learned how to do more and have started to ask for help, because that's when we first moved into that summer. Not that summer, because it was knit in the spring. Mm-hmm. But so.
Yeah. Yeah, you got more comfortable asking me questions.
Yeah.
After that.
But yeah, so that's my tea.
All right. So my project from the past is also a sweater. It's a cardigan sweater. And here, you want to hold it? Okay.
That's fine.
All right.
Ooh,
I have my
I like
notes.
this yarn.
Yeah, that's Knit Picks palette. So
Oh.
this is the Windswept by Melissa. I think it's Kemmerer. All the information will be in the description box below. I didn't say that in the beginning, but it will be there. And so I didn't write when I knit this. I think it was 2 years, like about 2 years ago.
I think so,
two and a
because
half
I
years
saw you
ago.
wear it once.
Okay. So I don't wear it often. So both of us actually are talking about past projects that we knit and now we're kind of unhappy with them. So this is a great pattern, very easy to understand. I knit the extra large with a US 5 size 3.75 millimeter needle because in my notes it says that I got gauge with a US 6 4 millimeter needle. But I didn't like the fabric that I got with that size needle. So I needed a size large, but since I went down a needle, I decided to go up to an extra large. Excuse me. And the fit of the sweater is great. And I like the drape of it and everything. Oh, look, it's got a snag. Oh, yeah. But
Here. Oh, no. There
yeah,
it is.
there it is, right there. You can see it. I'm just noticing it now. But I'll tell you about the yarn. So the yarn is Knit Picks palette, and I use the colors cream. That's cream. And then this lighter color here is mauve, and then the darker color is regal. So the thing that keeps me from wearing this sweater is that when I knit it, I decided that I wanted like bracelet length. I think they come to here. The sleeves come to here. But then, you know, when I'm wearing a full wool sweater, I kind of want to feel warm. So my wrist always felt cold. And so, I don't know, it just didn't make sense. I don't know, I didn't like the length of the sleeve. I thought it was the length I wanted. Then I decided it was not the length I wanted.
With my Tecumseh.
Oh, really?
Before I blocked it,
oh,
yeah.
yeah. Well, this has been blocked a couple times, I think. So it's kind of, what is this called? Like a waterfall cardigan where it's knit like a square and then it falls down. That style was real popular several years ago. So the bottom of the cardigan is knit. It's got a garter stitch edge. And
I'm looking at it now. I haven't looked at it.
and the sleeve of the cardigan, it had garter stitch at the cuff. I don't know if that's what the pattern called for or if I just did that. I don't know. But here's what I think I've decided I'm going to do, because I hate the fact that it just sits in my hoop chest and it doesn't get worn. I have some of the mauve color left over. So I'm going to rip this out and I'm going to use this extra yarn and knit the sleeve longer.
I like the increases in here.
Both of the sleeves longer.
They look cool.
Yeah.
Because there's some on the back and then there's some on this arm. I don't know.
Oh, yeah,
it's
yeah.
Cool.
Here. See if you can see that. There's it.
It looks interesting.
There. Yeah, I really enjoyed knitting this pattern, other tring the fact that it's fingering weight yarn, and it had tons of stitches on the needle. And I really would like to wear it, so I just need to fix the sleeves. But yeah, so that was the Windswept by Melissa Kemmerer. All right. So now we'll talk about projects from the present.
Okay, so part of the reason we're having this section is because they're gift knits, so they might be given away before the next actual episode. But anyway, so this is a stocking. Name's gonna be backwards, isn't it?
Yeah, and we just talked about this in our last episode.
I actually did it. Okay, so the foot looks really wide compared to the leg. It's not. And all the ends are sewn in.
Oh, you're sewn
I don't think they're sewn in the right way for crocheting because it did not make sense when I looked it up. But this is actually cross-stitched on, so her name is. Mm-hmm. And the G looks smaller than the E, and I don't know why. So, yeah, I don't know. And this is just a free pattern I found online.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know how to seam it together, so I just single crocheted it together. And that was the best seam that I could get. Because I looked up how to seam crocheting, and I did that, but it did not look nice. So I probably didn't do it right, but I tried that. And I gave up and decided crocheting it was fine.
I think it turned out nice.
Yeah, I'm proud of this toe. The toe was confusing for a minute. Because, like, I thought it was going to be in the round. It wasn't. You did it flat.
Oh, okay.
One side and then the other side. It was kind of weird. But it was easier that way, so. But yeah. And then I used an H hook, which is a 5mm. That's all I got to say about that.
Okay. Well, I think Heather will love it.
Yeah. Heather is Grace's mom.
She's my sister-in-law.
Yep.
And so I talked about these socks in the most recent podcast episode. So the last time I showed them, I just had the cuffs done. And the cuffs I'm knit out of Clark and Elle yarn in the Quails Hallow, I think is what it was called, Quails Hallow.
I think so, something like that.
I had not knit any of this green yet. And this is Willow Tree yarn in the Sherwood Forest colorway, I believe.
That sounds right.
And I am knitting these 2 at a time, and it's just a pattern. I'm just doing the pattern on the front. I'm not doing the pattern on the back. And all I'm doing is, I think I knit one row, or I knit across the first round. On the second round, I knit 2, purl 2 across the front, and then I knit 2 rows, and then the next, after that, I purled 2, knit 2 across, and then I knit 1, and then I repeated that. So that's all I'm doing there. But I love the green, and so this is what I decided to do. I first heard about this, I think it was on the Lofty Loops podcast.
I think Cozy Up Knits does it too. I think Sarah's talked about it.
So maybe that's where I heard it. I don't know.
I could be wrong,
anyway,
but I think so.
Pulled from the outside and the center pull, and I just cut off the tips of the plastic bag, and it's working pretty well. I think, like, I'm gonna open this bag and untwist that. I don't know if you can see it's twisted inside, but it's working really well. And I just plop them in my bag. And but yes, those socks are a gift from my mother. She doesn't watch, so I don't have to worry about her seeing them.
Mine wasn't a surprise thing. She asked me to do
Yeah.
it. So, she asked her to do it, and then I said I would do it. Yeah.
But
You got done, okay.
Yeah.
She got a stocking. It works.
And so now we're going to move into future. You want to talk about, should we talk about them at the same time? Or?
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah,
So
they're the same-ish.
we both got Lion brand mandala yarn cakes, I guess is what they are.
Yeah.
And that's the color. I got the colorway Siren.
Mine's Warlock.
Okay. Those are fun names.
I've had mine, though.
Yeah,
For
I
a
just
while.
got mine from Joann's.
I think I've had mine for like a year. But it's so pretty.
It is pretty. I think mine's pretty too. Very colorful. And we are both going to crochet blankets.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna do different blankets, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do the Hexi one. Is that what it's called? What's it called? Do you know?
Yeah, I think it's just Hexi. I don't know. Are you going to use Amy of Noble
Yeah.
Character Crafts? Hers is fingering weight, but you can just
Oh,
follow
I'm
it.
sure. Yeah, I was like, I'm sure
Mm-hmm.
the yarn won't matter. I'm probably gonna use whatever this calls for, which is an H hook.
Mm-hmm. That's what it calls for, an H hook.
Yeah. So I'm probably just gonna use an H hook and go based on that pattern because it's just doesn't she have videos of it?
She has one, I think it's one tutorial video.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I figured that would be cool and just do every color is one of them. And then, like, once I'm done use the scraps and just make them in the multicolored ones.
Mm-hmm.
And then go based off that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like worried that the stripes aren't going to be the same amount of yarn. That's the only worry I have with this. Because based on the picture, they kind of look like they're not going to be equal.
Even stripes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, Amy of Noble Character Crafts Hexi pattern is meant to be used with scraps anyway, so you could use all different amounts.
Yeah, I
probably.
figured it would be fine if they're marled or not, because it's like the same color scheme will go through the whole thing, so it won't be that big of a deal.
Yeah.
But I only have 4 of these.
I have 6. I bought 6. And I am going to do granny squares. And I haven't decided if I'm going to do... Well, I'm going to wind all mine up, even though they're already in these cakes, because I've seen some knots already.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I've seen some knots, so I want to separate them where the knots are, and then I'll go from there. I'm thinking, I haven't tried it yet, right? So, but I'm thinking that I could probably do a couple colors in one square, and before the colors start trying to like blend into the same round. Is that what it's called when you go around? Okay.
So,
but anyway,
I think that's
around. This is going to be a year-long project.
Yes.
We're both going to we'll probably show our blankets like once a month or once every other month.
Unless
or something.
I randomly decide I just want to crochet a whole blanket, then we might have a finished object before the end of the year.
Yeah, this is going to be like...
I do that.
Yeah. This is going to be like, I don't know, it might become like my Sunday project or my Saturday project or something. But anyway, I'm excited about it. Some kind of granny square.
I'm excited for the yarn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's just 100% acrylic.
Yes.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And it's a DK weight.
Yep. Calls for an H hook.
Yep. Yep. And there's 590 yards if you were curious. That's all the yarn information.
So that was our past, present, and future. And now we have recently started watching 3 newish podcasts. So we were going to give just a quick shout out to the 3 podcasts. So go ahead, you start.
Okay, so that's 2 that I started were 108 Stitches, and that's Emily Curtis, I think her name is. And she's from Seattle, Washington. So, and I don't know when she started. I think she started like right after summer. Sometime there. And the second one I started was Merryweather. And
which is funny because I saw it. It showed up in like my YouTube feed, and as soon as I saw her, I was like, "Oh, she looks young and cute." Hey, Daphne, have you seen this podcast? I think you might like it.
I don't only watch the ones that are younger either. Like I do watch some of the older ones too. Well, I mean, they're not even older; they're just older than me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I tend to like the ones that are in their 20s or a little bit younger because I'm only 21, so it's like the same type of feel, I think. I don't know. But anyway, so Merryweather, I think her name's Gabriella. Something like that. I forget. I'm sorry. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's very close to that. But she lives in Germany, actually, which I thought was cool. Mm-hmm. But she did live here, but then she moved to Germany with her husband.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So... But I like hers a lot, actually. She's, like, when she talks, she's always so excited about everything.
Okay.
It's so great.
I saw that she had a new one
I haven't watched
just
it
a
yet.
couple days ago, and it was...
I think there's one that came out today.
Oh, was it today? I saw one, but I think she had Little Women in the title, and I was like, ooh, what's she going to say about Little Women?
I think, yeah. I don't know. I think she posted one either today or yesterday.
Oh, okay.
So.
Yeah. And, the new one that I've watched all the ones that she has so far. You do that. You find a new podcast, then you binge watch it. But she doesn't have that, that many. She doesn't have like, 50. I don't even think she has 20 videos. But anyway, it's Grizzlie Knits is the name of the podcast. And I totally am blanking on her name. I'm sorry. I can't remember your first name.
I kind of gave more information about the podcast than we had discussed we were going to, but...
So anyway, but I really enjoyed the podcast, and she's in Canada, but I'm not really, I don't remember where in Canada. I'm terrible with information. If I don't
If
write
it's not written down, she doesn't remember.
And then Daphne will be like, remember? And I'll be like, no, I don't remember. But, so anyway. So I'll link, not link them, but I'll list the podcast names down below in the description box. So if you want to check them out, you should. And that's it.
Yep.
We said this was going to be a quick... I, of course, lost my thing. I'm always
like
losing
always.
it. Yes,
Okay.
That's all right. But we said this is going to be a quick, extra video.
It's kind of like our Vlogmas, but we're not going to do Vlogmas
We're not
because you
doing
don't want to
vlog-
see
vlog-
that.
You don't need to see
It's
her
too
every
crazy.
day. But yeah, just because it's December and everyone's doing Vlogmas, we decided we'd do 2 extra videos. So this is an extra, December extra, and we've got one more. But we will be back with a regular episode next Monday.
Yep.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.